In this video, we're going to compare three state-of-the-art large language models, GPT 3.5 Turbo, GPT-4 Turbo, and Gemini-Pro from Google, head-to-head across three different tasks where we will interact directly with these three models by asking a question about something. And then we'll also do a Q&A task where we'll upload a document and ask a question and compare the response that we get for each of these three models. And lastly, we will do image recognition task where we can use GPT-4 vision model and Gemini-Pro's vision model to see how they describe an image that we will upload. We'll upload actually two different images. And lastly, well, not lastly, before we get going with this, a couple of things. One, I'm going to leave a link for everything that I'm going to be showing you here and talking about, so you can check it out for yourself. And further, I'm going to leave you a link to my code that created this web application using these three different models, so that you can, if you want it, you can build the same app with these models, and perhaps you can add some other tasks or do the same tasks with different documents or images and judge for yourself. First thing I want to do, one of the things I want to do here is show you the three different Gemini models, the three different sizes they have. Their Ultra is the big one, which is not going to be available until early 2024. We're going to be using the Pro. Lastly, they also have a Nano. It's really meant more for mobile app development. So the Pro is what we will be using. And GPT-4 also has a vision model which can also understand images. So with that said, let's get going with the task at hand, head-to-head, these three different models. Let's start with interacting directly with it. I already have a question in mind, which is, what is the capital of India? And then tell me a little bit more about it. And how about this? And three must places to visit. Make it interesting here. All right, let's just start with 3.5 Turbo. I already have that as a default model. Yes, the capital is New Delhi. It is a bustling metropolis known for its rich history, diverse culture, etc. Is home to several important government buildings, and names a couple of them. Impressive monuments and landmarks, etc. Okay, and then it says three must-visit places in New Delhi are the Red Fort, Jama Masjid, and Chandni Chowk. Okay, it's subjective, and I think it also then the thing is it mentions some landmarks here, and then it says three must-visit places. Kind of odd. Okay. Anyway, I mean, these are I've been to India, and I've been to all three of them actually, and been to these places as well. So it did exactly what I asked for. Tell me a little bit more about it. It did, and then I said, give me three places to visit, and it's subjective, right? What I think is must visit versus someone else's opinion. All right, let's move on to Gemini-Pro and see what happens. The prompt is the same. The code's going to point to a different model, in this case Gemini-Pro, and bring the response back. Somewhat direct. Capital of India is New Delhi, capital of India. New Delhi is the capital of India. Okay, it is located in the northern part of India. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, it did this, just put the name of the city, and which is the capital of India, and then actually gives me a sentence or two. Three must places: Red Fort, India Gate, and Qutub Minar. So again, it's subjective, but compared to the GPT 3.5's answer, I'd say these three are, in my book, are the three must places. If I could only visit three, personally, these are the three I would visit. So anyway, yeah, I'd say they're kind of even, 3.5 Turbo and Gemini-Pro. Let's go to the state-of-the-art model, in my opinion, today is GPT-4 Turbo. So the one thing about it that I know is that there's a latency issue with GPT-4 Turbo. Every API call I make it takes a little while compared to their other models like 3.5 Turbo. Anyway, so here we go. Capital of India is New Delhi. It is one of the 11 districts. It's known for its tree-lined boulevards, known for national institutions, landmarks, etc. Here's a bit more about New Delhi. So it's the one thing I do a lot of work with large language models, just in general foundation models, both building apps using them, or basically just playing around with them, and also do some research as well. One thing about GPT-4 is that it actually will take your question and sort of like unpack it. So first it answered my question. Then I said, tell me a little bit more about, and says, here's a bit more about New Delhi then. History, politics, culture, and economy. And then gets to my last ask. My last ask was 3 must places to visit. It says India Gate, Qutub Minar, Humayun's tomb. Yeah, it is a historical place. And yeah, so again, it's sort of subjective. So not surprising for GPT-4 to do this is that apart from these 3, there are many other attractions in India and around New Delhi, such as the Lotus Temple. I've been there, nice. Red Fort, and Chandni Chowk. Yeah, so I like that. I actually like it. I did say give me 3, and it gave me 3, but said, hey, by the way, I don't want you to be limited. There are some other places, that you might want to visit. So 3.5 and Gemini-Pro, in my opinion, kind of same. GPT-4 Turbo, definitely better than those other 2, in my opinion, but you can decide for yourself. You're going to have the code, or you're going to basically have this app for yourself if you want, and you can play around for yourself and determine for yourself which one is better. And then now we're going to move on to image recognition. We got to provide the location or the file locations, which let me do that. There are 2 different images I want to compare, so we'll start with documents. janhart.jpg. It's a painting that my daughter did. So here's what it looks like. Now let's get back here, and I got to ask a question. We're just going to say, what is this picture about? Question mark. And we'll start, in this case, it's already pointing to GPT-4 Vision, so we'll start with that guy. My bad, users. Again, the latency stuff, but all right. So the image features a heart shape that appears to be artistically rendered with a textured brush-like effect, producing a rich layered appearance. Has a variety of colors, similar to those found in a rainbow. Sequence of hues that fade into each other. Across the center of the heart, there is some obscure text that looks like it could be a watermark or an artist's signature. Background of the image is a grainy style with muted colors. It's retro. I mean, it does. It took the picture. Let's just take a quick look at it again. Here it is, and did a good job describing it. And yes, I do know there's something. There is some text in the picture, so it caught that. It picked up on that. The text, my daughter did tell me there's a text that or message she had written in there. In any case, let's move on to Gemini-Pro Vision and see what it comes back with in terms of what this image is. This is a mosaic artwork of a heart. Yeah, I mean, yes, if we want to be really direct of one short, quick answer, then it captures the essence. I don't know. I got to give it to GPT-4 Vision, just because it went into a little bit more details about the picture and sort of picked up on the fact that there's some text in the middle of it. All right, let's try another one. Before we do, let me show you what the thing looks like. So this is a picture we're going to upload. Let's see what it comes back with. Okay, as soon as I hit return, here's the answer. The picture is about and this is Gemini Pro Vision. The picture is about a beautiful beach resort. And this is a better answer. Like the last time, it just stopped at one short little sentence. Okay, there's several thatched roof cabanas on the beach, each with a comfortable bed and a mosquito net. Water is calm and clear. The sand is white and soft. The sky is deep blue. Sun is setting. The picture's very peaceful and relaxing. I mean, on point. Let's just take a look at it one more time. Mosquito nets. Oh yeah, I guess those are mosquito nests right there. Anyway, yeah, good job, on point. Let's switch to GPT-4 Vision, see what it has to say about that picture. It's surprising that the first one, the Gemini, just one short sentence. All right, so the image depicts a tranquil beach during a twilight or early evening. There are several roof huts. Yeah. Pretty much the same thing, position right on the sandy shore with the calm, lapping gently at the beach. Tiki torches are placed on the beach, adding to the ambiance. A little bit more thorough, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't get into like the mosquito nets and stuff like that. The cabanas, I don't think it does. But overall, I think I don't know. You can decide for yourself. I mean, kind of pretty much the same. I would say I would rank them the same for this picture. The other one, I would give GPT-4 an edge. All right, so let's move to the last task that I wanted to conduct here, where it's a Q&A task. We're going to need to upload a file, which we will do. It's Citibank's second or third quarter earnings script, and a question that I want to ask is, what was mentioned or highlighted about expense and expense management? And let's start with GPT 3.5 Turbo. All right, try it again. What was mentioned or highlighted about expense and expense management? That should work. So in order to keep things even, GPT-4 Turbo has a context window of 128,000, and so I could have loaded the whole Citibank's earnings script easily and just ask questions directly by loading the whole document. Gemini-Pro, I'm not able to do that, so I had to use LangChain to take that document and chunk it into many different chunks. And so I wanted to use that same methodology for all of them, because what I would do is I'd take the question here, find the most relevant passages from those different, or find the most relevant chunks, and then feed those chunks into each of these models to say, basically, give me the answer or summarize the answer for me. And so I think I'd been playing around with this for a while, so I had to refresh it. Anyway, so here, GPT 3.5 Turbo. Passage highlights the importance of expense management and efficiency in the organization. Mentions the need to be disciplined about cost structure, investment in automation, etc. It's progress in reducing expense through divestitures and simplification of the organization. Yeah, the earnings did go into all that, or the CEO, she went into all of that stuff. It also discusses the impact of investments. Yeah, I mean, so there were, I believe I fed in like maybe 4 most relevant chunks, five relevant chunks, and asked it to give us the answer here. So let's move from 3.5 Turbo to Gemini-Pro. Let's see what it says. Because I think overall 3.5, I do a lot of this. I spend a whole lot of my time on foundation models. 1, playing with them, and 2, I do research as well. So far what I know is that what I've experienced is that Gemini-Pro and 3.5 Turbo are usually kind of similar. So This what did Gemini say? Passage mentioned that the expense based around the transformation spend and investment is going to continue to morph from spend made through third-party consultants toward technology. Yeah, they did talk about that, and I don't think 3.5 picked that up, but it will. It also mentioned there will be a downward trajectory towards benefits from our technology in reduced operational expense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of it answered my questions about the expense and expense management. This one talked about third-party consultants, and the other one did, and the other one had a couple of more other items. But yeah, all in all, I mean, it's kind of the same to me. But I do know GPT-4 will hit it out of the park just from all the work I do. It is the state-of-the-art large language model out there until Gemini-Ultra comes out, because I expect Gemini-Ultra to be same as GPT-4 Turbo, if not slightly better, just because it's a little bigger. All right, so not surprising. This is what GPT-4 does. It will say, here's what's several points about expense and expense management. It took those 5 chunks I gave it, and I can already tell you, it used every bit of the information I fed it and made something out of it. Think of it that way. Gave me 9 different points back. It's the only one so far that actually picks up numbers, $7 billion in this case here, and touches on, just quick glance. It picked up on all the things that were fed into the model, those 5 chunks. So it does a really good job of making use of the information it has, and really goes through it and uses all it can to answer the question. And it does, compared to 3.5 Turbo, 4 is obviously better. It does a better job of recognizing numbers and figures and things like that. So it will come back and spit out numbers and figures. All right, cool. So there you go. And before we end this video, I have a surprise for you all. Yeah, let me refresh this. So because GPT-4 has a vision model, what we can use it for is we can say we could get a description of a video. And so the way it works is, because it already is a vision model. So what my code does is it takes the video and chops it up into frames. And then we also, in my case, what I do is I take the audio, convert it into text. So basically we feed those frames, those images, in the text, and that's what we're saying. Hey, GPT-4 Vision, describe all this, frames, and I'm giving you the text. Okay, in any case, let me show you what the video that I'm going to upload looks like. I'm hoping you all had a chance to check out my prior video from 3 weeks ago, where I featured this platform, D-ID. I think I've featured them twice now, but in my last video, I showed you how to generate a video based on a text prompt, using a text prompt. And this is a 12-second video that we had generated. So let's look at it and listen to it before we ask GPT-4 Vision to describe this video.
It's a matter of time before AI companies develop systems that can see, listen, talk, create, move, plan, and make reasonable decisions using external information and knowledge to achieve a goal.
Okay, so that's what we had done in one of my prior videos. We had actually created that video. And so let's come back to the app here. And all I have to do, it's a very simple app. I mean, I'm still tinkering with the code. I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. I have some difficulties with certain types of videos, but in any case, this one does work. So let's go users, Avi Patel, documents, name of the file. I think I should write this thing down. I think it's did MP4. All right. Again, there's no magic. I mean, it's just coding, right? You take a video, chop it up into frames. In my case, I chopped it up like a half a second frame. So I took the 12 seconds, and I would say, create a frame using half a second of the video. So there would have been 24 frames I fed, and I fed the audio, not which I had converted to text. So by feeding those two things, here what it comes back with. The sequence of frames you have provided appears to show the face of a woman as she speaks. The expressions change slightly, suggesting that these frames capture different speech or emotions. The watermark, of course it picked it up. Watermark, D-ID on the images suggests they might have been created using AI or digital image processing technology. Yes, I did. I used D-ID platform. I subscribe to that platform. Again, I'll leave a link in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out for yourself. The audio transcript, because I gave it an audio transcript. Discussing AI capabilities aligns with the idea that the frames may have been generated or are demonstrating an AI's ability to create lifelike animation of human faces. Okay. Yeah, audio transcript discussing AI. Okay, so the 12 second was about discussing AI capabilities, and so yeah, I would say it's pretty good, but just something else you can do with GPT-4 version. Lastly, I want to show you. I'm going to leave you a link to my GitHub repository where you will find this code that created the application. The requirement on your end is going to be that you got a Google API key, which gives you access to Gemini-Pro, and an OpenAI API key, which would then give you access to GPT 3.5 and GPT-4 Turbo. And feel free to use the code. If you use it as is, this is what you will get. Hopefully you get a chance to try it out for yourself, and even better, try different tasks. Until next time.